Applesauce, bitch.
What's up, everybody? This is Choice.
This is Tom.
And this is the... Oh, we didn't start the thing.
We don't have the music. You're going to throw it in later?
Yeah, I'll throw it in later.
All right, throw it in later.
Okay.
I don't want to get
Shit.
on my iPad.
I mean, like, all right, I'll cut this part out. Maybe.
We always seem to have a production meeting.
I don't have time to, like, just... All right, like, I don't know. I like one-shot kills. It's my thing. So we're back. We haven't had an episode in, like, 3 weeks now. There's just been a lot of frick going on.
Kind of dropped the ball a little bit on the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, not really.
No.
I mean...
You were busy one week, and then I was busy another week, and...
Yeah, so...
lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, lots of stuff has happened since then. The thing we missed the last time was the Texas shooting, which was it technically like the largest mass shooting?
No, it was the second. It was the largest for Texas.
Okay.
Texas is never, and then it was the largest church shooting.
Okay.
Ever. So
I had remnants of Kill Bill in it. Like as soon as I heard about it, I know it's not funny.
No, but I mean,
But,
I
like,
could get with the church.
Do you
like,
remember
the look of the
that?
church,
Like where
yeah.
he shot what's her face in the head, like while she was getting married.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Well, with the church looks a lot like that church in the movie. Yeah,
That's I mean, as soon as I heard that, I was like, that sounds like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
So the guy, like there were two, I guess, just citizens that came and like started like to chase the guy away.
Well, one actually,
and they hit him with a couple shots.
One hit him with the shots. He actually ran out of his house with his AR-15 and a handful of bullets, and was loading those bullets in one at a time into like through the chamber. And he realized the guy was wearing like Kevlar and stuff, and aimed for between the Kevlar,
his
like,
weak spots.
Yeah, just like he noticed that it wasn't one that went all the way around, and he was able to hit him through there, and that's when he ran. And then he went over and talked to a guy who was driving by, and he was barefoot at the time, and he's like, I ran up to this guy. Steven Crowder had an interview with him. His daughter happen to be a fan of Steven Crowder, so he got the first interview with this guy.
That's cool.
Told the whole story, but it was really cool. He went up to this. He's like, I went up to this guy in a truck, and it was like banging on the window. I was like, that guy just shot up the church. We got to go after him. Let me into the car.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the guy let him in the car, and they sped after him.
Holy hell! Yeah. So they said the guy shot himself though, right? Is that what happened?
I never heard like at the definitive answer, like whether he bled out from that or from.
Somebody was saying like they were covering for the guys because they like one of them hit him with a fatal shot. So well, maybe the cops were just like, it's too much paperwork to say you killed him.
Well, they were all fine with it. So they ran up. What was really funny is they stopped because he ran off the road and he hit a pole or something like that, and then like was off the road. And so they stopped, and he was, still his AR-15, and he had a point at the guy, and they were on the phone with the police, and the police pulled up, and they're like, put your weapon on the ground and get out of a vehicle. And so he set his AR-15 on the hood and started walking backwards. So like, no, not you. Stay there, and don't move. And so they pulled up a car in front of him, and then like let him walk back without the car.
Oh yeah,
that's covered. Like they didn't want him walking away without cover.
Right. Yeah.
So it was just funny, like it was out of a cartoon. Like it's like not you, him.
He puts his weapon down when he has like the best shot at the guy.
Right. Yeah. He had a best shot on the guy at the moment. So that guy was very heroic.
Yeah. What was his name? Do you know his name?
Shoot, I can't remember his name. I watched the interview like 2 weeks ago. You notice since this shooting was stopped by a guy with an AR-15, we didn't really hear anything else after.
There was calls for gun control.
No. But I mean, we didn't analyze this whole thing. Like Las Vegas was nonstop for like 2 straight weeks. This was like, oh, this one doesn't fit the narrative. Let's not talk about that one anymore.
Interesting.
That was something.
I wouldn't even want to hear anything about it. I was just like, oh my God, it happened again. It's like dad hit mom at the dinner table.
Well, I mean, I'm not like that with it. I mean, I still think it's something we need to look at, but I thought it was interesting.
I know there are calls for the bump stocks to get banned.
Well, that was from Vegas.
Yeah,
which they should. I mean, the bump stock's a gimmick. It's really just a piece of plastic that mimics a action that you do to make the gun fire faster.
Right.
You could do it with like a belt. So if you practice enough,
you do a lot of things with a belt.
Right, you could do a lot of things.
Ask David Carradine to bring Kill Bill back into that.
But I mean, the NRA is not going to fight the bump stock thing. I mean, it's like I said. I think we were talking about the other day, and I was like, the bump stocks are the spinner wheels of the spinner rims of the gun industry. Like, it's just people with too much money and too much time. And
do they cost a lot of money, bump stocks?
No, but it's like it's probably
they sound really easy to manufacture.
Like if you put a bump stock and a mag, P mag next to each other, and say, which one do you want for free? I'm going to leave the bump stock and take the P mag. I mean, it's just more value to it. Like the bump stock's just a gimmick.
I don't know. People seem to want them now.
Well, yeah. Anybody who's ever thought about buying one went out and bought one.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure the price on them skyrockets. That's the thing about mass shootings is every time there's a mass shooting, the price of the gun goes up.
It's not as bad as it used to be, though.
Well, that's because Republicans in office.
But even at the later terms of Obama, it didn't fluctuate. So
because they knew he wasn't actually going to get rid of their guns. Like that was the thing. He never said he was going to get rid of guns. It was just people assumed he was going to do that.
I mean, okay, when he says we should look to Australia and the United Kingdom for our gun laws, and we should look to do what they did,
he doesn't have the authority to do that. With an executive action, maybe.
But the idea that he doesn't have authority, everyone is working towards that. The idea that he is working towards that concept is what you oppose it.
It was a Republican.
But what does he mean by that, though? What does he mean by we should look to the UK and Australia who have banned guns as an example?
It's having less guns in the hands of
But when he says we should look to them as an example and they ban guns, what does that mean? Because to me that means he sees as a gun ban as a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, the less idiots with guns, the less people get shot. But
is he for that then or not?
Argument. I mean, of course he is for gun control.
But is he for banning guns? Like can have.
I don't think he was for completely banning guns. What the fuck? Was somebody racing
driving by? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, is that
over the microphone, it amplifies that.
Yeah. It was very weird. Anyways, yeah, I think he was for. I don't think any president's going to be allowed to ban guns in America.
I'm not questioning the concept of what he is allowed to do.
It's more just empty rhetoric at that point.
I'm questioning the concept of what he wants right now. Mm-hmm. Is he a president who wanted to ban guns? When he says that,
I don't think he wanted to ban guns. Because Australia didn't ban guns, did they? Mm-hmm. I don't think they banned guns completely.
They banned long guns.
I think they said they had a program for people to return guns.
No, it was a forced. You were going to go to jail if you kept them. There was no option. Long guns you had to turn in. I think handguns they're allowed to keep. But it
was an honor system kind of thing too.
Well, I mean, if you're caught, you're going to go to jail. Drugs is an honor system too.
You just keep it in your house. Drugs is not an honor. Drugs are illegal.
So the guns were illegal after that. You were going to go to jail if you had a gun. If someone found out that you had a long gun. But I think
if it wasn't as popular, then it would have been a moot point.
What do you mean as popular?
If people didn't actually comply with it, because they didn't have to comply.
Yeah, well, they made it a law, so
were they registered? Were the guns registered?
No, but if you were caught with a gun, it was a very heavy penalty.
Yeah, I mean, that's like getting caught with drugs. People still do drugs.
But as you see, that's just making law-abiding citizens disarmed, because then the only people that are going to have guns are the criminals. The person who's willing to break the law is going to be the only person.
But they didn't ban all guns, though, right?
They banned all long guns.
But you can still have handguns.
You could have handguns.
You could still do damage with a handgun.
Well, most damage is done with a handgun. I mean, but wasn't
it they saw suicides drop dramatically too, or something like that? There were some benefits of the turning your guns in. I think what we're
the violent crime stayed the same.
I think what we're missing though. I think what we're missing is just the background checks. Most gun owners are okay with background checks.
We have background checks.
Not good enough, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
we have universal background.
Because the Texas guy had a battery charge, had a domestic violence charge,
which wasn't reported by a government agency,
and they didn't catch it.
No, he went through a background check, and the Air Force never reported it to the system that background checked it. So there's your bigger government providing you safety.
Shouldn't there be a local that would have showed up somewhere? That would have showed up somewhere outside of the Air Force. No,
that would have showed up if the Air Force did their job.
No, I mean isn't there a local?
No, it was at Air Force.
There's a local precinct that. Or did he do it on a base? He did it on the Air Force base.
No. This is how the background check. There's a national database for background check.
Right.
Run by the ATF and the FBI. Well, actually, just the FBI. The ATF doesn't run it. When you go to purchase a gun here, so when I went to purchase my weapon in West Palm Beach, Florida, when I lived here, I filled out the background check. They took my ID, and they call it in. And to that registry. So they call in, they get an approval or a deny. They don't get the information. Well, they actually do get the information, but they're not allowed to tell me the information. They get an approval or deny from that agency, from the FBI. And based on that approval deny, then I can purchase my weapon. Everyone goes to the same agency for background checks. That's not different across anywhere else.
But there was a breakdown.
There was a breakdown. The Air Force never gave the FBI's database the information.
I guess what I don't know is how and when this domestic violence charge happened.
When he was like 22.
But did it happen on an Air Force base?
Yes.
Or did it happen on
just on an Air Force
in a
base.
city? Okay.
While he was in the Air Force, he had a wife and child.
They kind of just let it go. Like
they didn't report it.
The Air Force just kind of let it go.
They didn't report it they should have.
They kept track of it, but it was them looking out for another fellow.
But we're seeing, it's not looking out, they're doing something wrong. And so it's coming out that there's a lot of them aren't being what do you call it?
But that makes sense. That's what I'm saying.
Not being reported.
They're looking, like, it's like when, another cop, like, does something dirty, like they look the other way. You know what I mean?
Right. But had they reported, the system would have worked.
So they need an audit.
But
it seems like there's an audit that needs to be done.
But the background system we have in place, had they followed the rules that they would have worked.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we going forward with fixing this? Like, you can't just say, all right, they fucked up. Well, they found
thousands of them.
Well,
now they're fixing it. Now they're going back and being audited because they realized
But what about those guys that already bought the guns? Are they going to get grandfathered in, or are they going to have to give their guns back?
They would have to give their guns back. You cannot own a weapon if you have that. So
how are they going to get the guns back?
Well, they would know they purchased it. So they would have to account for it at some point. They wouldn't be allowed to have the weapon on them.
And how long is that going to take? And like how many
But what are you getting at with that, though?
I'm just saying there's a problem with the way the background check system is working. So there needs to be some sort of check to that system. There needs to be an outside check to it.
There needs to be the government agencies who do their jobs and report
see, that's what I'm saying is like there needs to be like some sort of.
But see, to me, this is from my perspective. It's like we had a problem with government, so let's add more government agencies on top of it. The problem was this government agency didn't.
But what if it's not a government agency? What if it's like some private agency or something?
More government. Like it's just more government every time. Would you be okay with the NRA doing it?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. I mean, the NRA would probably take funding for it and would do it.
Yeah. Why not? That's what I'm saying. It needs to be fixed. Fuck it.
So who fixes it? We would skip the FBI background check and we just do an NRA background check.
I mean, all of the stuff needs to stay in place. Like everything needs to stay in place how it is. But
how would they audit it?
There needs to be some sort of like every 5-10 years it needs to be audited. Because obviously the people that are doing it, like that are supposed to send this stuff over to this background agency, are not doing that.
How would you find that though? If the Air Force never sends it over, they didn't
have
know.
to. I guess by law they'd have to send over all of their records because they still kept the record of it.
By law they have to now.
They still kept the record of it.
Yeah, but by law they have to now.
But why didn't it get sent over? And who is checking them to make sure that stuff gets over to where it is? It's
supposed to be the DOD.
And why isn't the DOD doing it?
I don't know.
He's supposed to be the DOD. They're
supposed to be enforcing those rules.
Is there not a person that's hired yet from the Trump administration? There's only like 3 people working there right now.
Phones are just ringing off the hooks.
Where's the background check guy? Yeah, you wanted to hire that guy from Little Caesars to do it. So. He didn't get approved by the Senate.
What's interesting about that Trump thing, though, is all the undersecretaries are still there. All the people that are second in line to those positions are actually still there.
Uh-huh. So you mean from the Obama administration? From the
Obama administration, some of them predate Obama. So the head guy is like done by the, what do you call it, the president?
The president.
But usually the staff and everyone below, like they get to choose that and they can change it if they want.
Well, usually they just wipe everybody out.
But a lot of the second tier people after that are actually still there.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's an empty office with nobody in it. It's just the second level person is acting as that person.
But there are like a ton of like.
There's a whole bunch of positions. But the person the second person is actually there. So like the media makes it out like there's no one in this office. Like you ring up the phone to that department and no one's there. And
it's got to be not working as efficiently though.
No, it's not working because there's no leadership essentially. But the day-to-day activities of that office are still happening.
That would sound so awesome, right? Not having a boss. Like your boss, there's supposed to be a position above you, but like there isn't one.
Yeah, but imagine if like. You're Trump's guy, then like if something fucks up and he's gonna call you in office, you're fired.
God. Or he's asking you for like IT work when it's not your job. How do you get this spreadsheet to save? I'm trying to save the spreadsheet. Mr. Trump, I mean, there's a help desk for that. I'm not calling the help desk, all right? I'm the president. You help me save the spreadsheet, or you're fired.
You're going to be the best help desk ever. I'm making you in charge of the help desk. You're in charge of the help desk now. You're going to make it great. Now make my computer great again.
You gotta imagine like how old that guy is. Like he's gotta like be like illiterate with computers.
Yeah, he has other people do Twitter for him.
Oh, does he really?
Now?
Yeah,
No,
like
I don't
before?
think now, but before he'd walk out of his office and tell his secretaries to like, someone put this on Twitter for me. Like he wouldn't like every time there's something on Twitter, he doesn't always type it out. He'll stand there and have someone
and dictate it
and just dictate it. Yeah,
that's why it sounds so it sounds dictated sometimes. Right?
Yeah, sometimes it does. Like sometimes it really does, or it's like really polished.
Bad ratings, worst ever.
Well, there's a limit
Need
of how many
fix.
characters you can put too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Like
so sometimes I think people are just trying to get like in there. Didn't they up that recently? Somebody said they upped it
from 144 to something else.
like 2 something or whatever.
I guess like 144. You're very limited in what you can say in 144 characters.
The reason why I know that is I was listening to somebody, I forget who it was, and they were like, "Do we still need to do the 4 for like we upped the amount of characters? You don't need to put the number 4." He's like, "This just makes it difficult to read."
No, it doesn't. I mean, you know 4 when you see 4.
Yeah, but if you're an old person,
yeah.
no,
I mean,
4 for
they're gonna be gone soon. So
like. I meant 4 for using FOR 4.
exactly, I know what you
They
mean.
would replace it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, all right, you have enough characters now. You don't need to use the number to replace it. Like,
Well,
you don't
people
really need
like
to save
are
2
used to
characters.
using 4 now.
I know people are used.
People
to it.
can't read it with 4 in it now, with FOR in it.
Really?
I'm just saying.
I mean, are you serious? People are having a hard time going back.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's why I don't want to do it. They're already accustomed to one thing.
Yeah, I guess.
You got them used to this one thing, and then you're telling them to change make up your mind. All right. So all right. So this drinking tax you have on here, I didn't get a chance to read it. I am assuming I know what it means. Oh yeah, they're raising the excise tax on alcohol.
Yeah. Shit.
They haven't done it since 1991, and they're like deciding to do it now.
Yeah, I guess the Republicans are wanting to raise that tax. So
These are your boys, man.
I know. Look, what's his name? Is not my boy. What's that guy who's got leading it right now? I forget his name now.
Rinse penis.
No, he got fired a while ago. Paul Ryan. Yeah, he's. Not my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not my boy. He's doing some.
He's
weird
a
stuff.
rhino.
He is a rhino,
As it were.
What do
you guys call them?
I call him a rhino. Yeah.
So how do you feel? I know you enjoy your libations.
I enjoy my libation. I just feel like. It's like, oh, we just look for stuff to tax. It's like, oh, we haven't raised the tax on this in forever. Let's raise it. It's
what
like,
that whole like
did we really need to raise it?
Republicans is they don't like raising taxes.
Right, but they like raising taxes on sin stuff. So like tobacco, alcohol, shit like that.
Why don't they just legalize marijuana?
I think it's
what is the holdup on that?
The soft on crime stuff.
What is the like? It wouldn't be a crime if it was legal.
Yeah, but there'd like
be no
the
criminality.
Cartels and stuff like that, like that.
You would completely erase that, and like.
Oh, I completely agree with you on that one.
People inside of the country would be able to sell it legally.
I completely agree with you.
There would be no prohibition type marijuana cartels anymore.
My personal is anything that has a natural process of creation should be completely legal.
Exactly, like that's
like
what they're
cocaine
missing.
Has no natural process. Like they use a whole bunch of chemicals and it's disgusting.
It's very
heroin, same thing, but weed, mushrooms, whatever.
What about drugs?
What do you mean drugs? Well, those aren't legal. Those are controlled. I mean, so like anything that has a natural process of creation should be legal, in my opinion. That's me though.
Aren't libertarians for like legalizing every drug in the book though?
Some of them. It just depends on the libertarian. I mean, they're kind of a spectrum.
There's flavors of libertarian.
There's a spectrum, and where people fall on that. Like for myself, it's a lot of them. It's like everything should be legal. There should be a free for all. No, me, anything that has a natural process of creation should be legal. I mean, if you can grow it, dry it, and smoke it, I really don't think the government needs to be involved with that.
Woo-wee. Yeah, that's instead of raising the
same with alcohol.
Instead of raising the tax on alcohol, why don't you just legalize marijuana?
I don't think there should be a tax on alcohol at all.
Really?
That's my opinion, though.
Like a sin tax.
I don't think there should be a sin tax on anything.
It's a pun.
It is a pun, but that's what it's called though. Sin tax. It is. They refer to it as that.
Oh no, yeah.
Like extra stuff on tobacco,
stripping and stuff like that.
Extra stuff on gas.
I guess the women put the strip tax on that.
Yeah, they just charge. Oh, by the way, there's a 10% tax on this.
Yeah, the feds raised the price of buying thongs, so I have to pass that on to my customer.
See, if I use this for my business, I have to pay an additional business tax on it.
Usually I'd be able to write it off, but I'm not able to write it off anymore, so I have to go to my accountant. My accountant says I have to charge you extra.
At a lingerie store, it's like, will you be using this for business? What are you trying to say about me?
Do you need a receipt for this?
I am a working girl. I'm providing for my children.
Yeah. Just their receipts for those blowjobs. But
can you get a receipts for those? Expense them
probably
as
in Amsterdam you can.
You can expense that as entertainment.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, where'd you guys go to eat? BJ's?
BJ's.
Oh, brewery?
Yeah. Brewery and BJ's. Warner Brothers suspends showrunner after numerous sexual harassment allegations. Is this the Ratner guy?
This
is
is
Brett Ratner, or is it a different guy?
No, this is a different guy. This is or maybe it is Brett Ratner. Hold on a minute.
It says Andrew Kreisberg.
Yeah, so this is the guy who does all the I put this in there because I watch the superhero shows on CW.
Yeah,
and so
I think they're too ubiquitous now.
What?
I think they've jumped the shark with all of the superhero shows they have on now.
Well, they only have 4.
No, I mean on Netflix they have like another
I don't watch
8. I don't watch
the Netflix.
And then the superhero movies, and then
But I just thought it was
games.
interesting because this guy's been the executive producer of all 3 of these, and I guess he's been sexually harassing women for a long time.
Oh wow, it's a big shock.
I was like,
Everybody's so up in arms now.
I don't understand this like concept as like, oh, this is like popular now. Like it's like, didn't you say something before? Like
The next guy you get up there is gonna do the same exact thing.
Well, it's Hollywood.
He's gonna wait. He's gonna wait a couple years, as any smart sexual predator would do. But it's gonna be the same thing. Another 10 years is gonna be the same exact thing.
I love Crowder was making this argument. He's like, I could almost agree with you on the rape culture thing now. He goes, Hollywood has a rape culture, and that's why they are constantly complaining about rape culture. He's like, I understand it now. You have a rape culture. He's like, we don't have the rape culture out here. You are engulfed in rape culture. Where is all this? Look at all the, what do you call it? Warner Brothers, Harvey Weinstein, all this media.
But I mean,
it's like,
look at all
you are in the rape culture.
Look at all the politicians, though. It's the same in Washington.
Right. I'm not saying it's any worse, but it's like, you are telling the masses you have a rape culture. It's like, no. You have the rape culture. You have the problem.
Well, I think it's all the women from Hollywood telling that there's a rape culture. The guys are just saying, shut the fuck up. I paid you money to say nothing.
But like, I agree with him. It's like, yeah, there's a rape culture. In Hollywood, there's a rape culture. Nowhere else.
Anywhere where there's like somebody with a massive amount of money, there's going to be that type of barter system, you know?
Yeah. Well, politics.
This for that.
A massive amount of money, and you got that.
It's been that way forever.
What?
Or I don't know why everybody's acting surprised. Like, oh, suddenly men of power are like sexually harassing everybody.
The only thing I was like, you couldn't bring this up earlier. I mean, like,
I think it was just there was like there wasn't enough, I guess, steam. They said like all the women you hear now is the wine. You know, the big question: why are you saying this now? And they said there's like there's power in numbers, is what they say. So I mean, it makes sense. But like they said, they were having a hard time getting all these girls to go on record. Like that's the big thing with journalism is you have to get somebody on record to give credibility to your story. And a lot of the women wouldn't go on record.
Honestly, I think half of the Weinstein, specifically Weinstein himself, I think half of them were happy to fuck him to get the job. Honestly, I don't think they give a shit.
I think there's women that haven't spoken out that did that.
But I think there's probably a good majority of them that didn't give a shit. Was just like, yeah, I'll fuck this guy to get this job. Yeah, because they want to be a celebrity. They want to be an actress, and honestly, they just don't value the idea of sex.
They're just not smart enough to get around it.
Right. Well, Gwyneth Paltrow. Well, she
did. Didn't she do it? I heard she did do it.
I don't know. She thanked him. She claimed that he sexually harassed her.
Yeah, but I heard
she thanked him at an Oscar speech though. I mean,
that's like very weird psychology.
Martha, what's her name?
Stewart?
Not Martha Stewart. What's her name? The other big actress, older actress, Devil Wears Prada.
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. She called him God in one of her acceptance speeches.
That's like
his.
It's
that's like fucking sick.
It's
actually.
like it's like 180 completely.
And then you see that joke that they made about the two that were doing during the nomination ceremony for one of the Oscars.
Yeah, you're talking about Seth MacFarlane.
Was it Seth MacFarlane?
He's like, all the ladies don't have to pretend Weinstein's hot anymore.
Like everyone knew about this.
Duh. I mean, like everybody knew about that. The one that surprised me recently, though, it was not on the list, is Charlie Rose.
Who's that?
You know who Charlie Rose is? He's like he has a show. I think it was on PBS, the Charlie Rose Show. Or was it Bloomberg? I think it was on Bloomberg now.
I don't watch PBS.
But he was like, yeah, he's been on the air for like forever. I think he's like an older dude.
I think I saw a snippet of that online, but I didn't know who he was, so I didn't open it.
I like the Charlie Rose show. I used to watch it all. He had like good guests, good conversation, stuff like that. But yeah, he got caught, I think, sexually harassing. I think 5 women chimed in, but I think it's probably more than that. But he got taken off of his show, and it's over.
You know what kind of sucks about this for the average guy is like you can't compliment a woman. Like,
yeah, it's like it's like a weird mixture of like you can't, like, women have to be the aggressors with like relationships now, which is like it's always been dominantly men as the aggressors.
But I mean, they still expect you to be the aggressor. They still,
which is like it's like a weird purgatory kind of.
But I was thinking about the other day. It's like there's girls in my office that I'm friends with, and I would compliment them when they look nice, but I don't because there's no like middle ground for guys. You're either Project Runway or you're Harvey Weinstein. Like there's no middle ground for a guy. You're either flaming like you either sound like, oh my god, that dress is so amazing, or you're Harvey Weinstein. Like there's no way to just say, hey, you look cute today, or that red is nice on you. Like there's just no way to compliment them, even if they're like my friends. Like they have fiancés, they have boyfriends in long term. So our relationship is strictly platonic, but it's like I want to compliment them sometimes, and it's like you can't do that anymore.
I was thinking the other day is like now they're gonna have like men only offices and women only offices because of like in schools, like schools do that. They have like girls schools and they have boys schools, and then they have boys team, girls team. Like to the extreme, it's gonna be like you go to work and you only work with men, and then like you only work with women. Like they're not gonna mix it.
There's gonna be a women's only area, and then there's gonna be a mixed area, because women couldn't stand men having their own area. That would never go. That would never happen. Are you kidding me? Look at anything that opens just for men, and women immediately sue. But women have women-only stuff all the time. That's exactly
like
what it would be.
Like workouts, gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. It would be a women's-only area, and then there would be a women's area. There would be no special area for men.
Yeah.
The women would never allow that.
Guys usually don't ask to go on the girls' football team.
No.
Or the girls' soccer team.
Usually not. It's unless they're transsexual.
Or they're gonna be on Project Runway.
Or they're gonna be on Project Runway.
That's so fun.
The boys play too hard.
They want us to run all day.
Don't they know it's hot and sweaty out?
Just got my hair frosted. I'm not doing that.
Frosted? What the fuck is that frosted?
Let's talk about Roy Moore. When is this
guy.
fucking election? When is this going to be over?
I don't know. Like, that's what I'm trying to, like, no one was
I think it's like a special election that's happening like December sometime, but I feel like...
Yeah, it's somewhere in December.
They've been talking about this forever, and I'm just like, all right, like, you're not going to change anybody's minds at this point.
Yeah, but everyone else that's, like, been the sexual harassment thing has been lefties. And so it's like, there's a Republican, like, the media is, like, immediately jumping on it. Like,
but, I mean, like, it is kind of, like, creepy, though. Like, he's definitely a creep at the very least.
It has to be proven, though. Let's say that.
No.
Nothing's proven.
I'm saying he's dated 16, like the age of consent was 16, right? So,
which,
like, that was, like, legal, I guess, to some... He sounded like he's kind of rapey, though.
Yeah, but 40 years ago, a 30-year-old and a 16-year-old was not in rural Alabama.
He got banned from a mall.
In rural Alabama, that's not that odd in that time period. Today, it's extremely weird.
It was not weird. If you get banned from a mall, that means in your day and age, it was not proper to do such a thing. They had to hide girls in like the stock room because he would come by looking for girls. You can't tell me that's not creepy behavior. I think none of this
is like substantiated though. Like I don't think any of this.
There was
a
security guard that worked at the mall
that said
at the time.
He did this.
Yeah, why would he lie? What reason he doesn't have to lie?
If he doesn't like the guy. If he's a Democrat, he has every reason to lie. He doesn't like the guy.
How many Democrats are in Alabama though? That's the whole point.
Enough for someone to be running. They're running neck and neck. So obviously there's enough people.
Well, that's because he's a creep. He would have slaughtered the guy.
He's like, creeping all over the place.
Yeah, he has like all these allegations coming out, and then there's a mother who said she left her daughter with him like to go into like a family divorce court thing, and then like he hit on her, then got her number in that exchange.
Well, good parenting there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like never trust a senator. Never trust
of any party. Just don't.
I think he was a district attorney or something like that, right? At one point.
At one time, probably something like that. I don't know.
That's when he did most of his His creeping.
Going into the don't trust any senator, Al Franken.
His alleged creeping. Yeah. Al Franken came in the news too. I thought this was like. Did you see the picture?
Of the girl I saw that and all the memes that go along with
it. For the heat he's getting, like he should actually groped her though. Like that wasn't a grope.
I thought he actually did. Like I thought his hands were on it. Like he's saying it wasn't.
I know, but it was like there's like a like body armor on top of her.
Does that make a difference though if he touched her there and because there was body armor? Like he's making
the whole point of a grope is you get some skin.
I understand that, but does that make it better?
No, I mean I'm just saying,
because she had Kevlar on.
I'm just saying he should have actually done it.
Like he should have just got the feel.
He should have copped the feel. if you're gonna do,
don't half-ass it, just go for
it. Exactly. Like you can't go halfway on this. Like if you're gonna take the heat for something like this, it's just for any guy in the future.
There's a couple others that have come out against him. There's like 4 now.
I thought it was just 2.
Is it 4 now? Article I was reading, the one I know
there's a girl that said he groped her at a state fair.
Yeah, I was reading that one. I think it's 4 now.
But the thing I'm having a hard time is like believing all of them. You can't believe all of them. That's like...
What do you mean?
Like some of the girls are like, monetarily motivated, I feel. Are fame motivated at least.
Well, you could say that about the security guard about the mall kick out too.
He's not going to get anything. He's probably still a security guard.
Yeah, but he might.
I don't think he's going to change his life. I don't think he's going to change his life.
Like I mean, he could be interviewed.
Barbara Walters is not going to interview a security guard.
No, but
from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but we'll give you 30 grand to go on this TV and do this interview. It doesn't have to be Barbara Walters.
They're not supposed to do that though. Isn't that illegal?
You can still get paid for
them to pay them to
time.
go. Isn't it? I thought it was illegal to do that.
They're making money off of it. Why?
Or it was like it's probably like bad taste. Like if they pay somebody, then that somebody gets word of it, they lose credibility.
Maybe. I've never heard of that. They're going to make money off it, so there's no reason the interviewer shouldn't get paid.
I wonder how
if they're not going to make money off of it, then I have no problem with them saying we're not going to pay you.
How many people are paying these interviewers?
I don't know, but I'm just assuming they get paid. That stat. I'm just assuming you get paid because they make money. They sell advertisements. So
yeah,
if they were going to release it if they want to like interview for YouTube, then yeah, you're not going to get paid. But
they give me some of that YouTube money.
Give you some of that YouTube money.
Well, let's. Did you find the Al Franken thing?
No, it's too much to read.
I thought it was just 2. It was just 2 girls.
I thought in this article that
2
I was reading
women.
This morning,
Sorry.
that I thought it was 4, but I mean they go into like Bill Clinton and a whole bunch of other stuff. In
like
this article,
that's a whole nother like book on its. That's not an article.
Well, no, what they were saying is like Democrats have lost some of the high ground with some of this where they gave Bill Clinton a pass on like his sexual.
I was surprised at Al Franken though. I was really surprised at Al Franken.
Wasn't.
But I mean, like I said, like what he did was like. In a comedy context, I could see I was like a little bit too far, but was that girl in? I don't know. There was like a lot of questions I had about it because they're all at the. Because
there was also
because it wasn't just him doing it. He didn't take the picture himself. Like there are other people participating in it.
Right. Someone else.
Whereas like a grope is like kind of just 2 like guy and girl or maybe guy on man. If you.
Oh, you mean like you're trying to do it like. I think that's rape, not groping. I think that Kevin Spacey's is a little upgrade from groping. He definitely
blurred the line between the 2.
I'm sure there was groping involved before, but if you pick up a 14-year-old and carry them to bed and try to take off their clothes, I think you're doing more than groping.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
At least that's what he says. What's his name? Says he doesn't remember anything, but he's very sorry about it.
He would have loved going to Neverland Ranch. That's it.
They're ignorant.
So actually, Kevin Spacey was the white guy that touched the little kids at Neverland Ranch. Let's talk about Gal Gadot. While we're on the subject, trying to get Brett Ratner, I guess, removed from his, which I heard he was already removed from Warner Brothers, his position at Warner Brothers.
I think he was.
So it was like kind of her like being brave. Like when something had already like kind of like happened?
No, I think what happened is so their contract is up in 2018.
Yeah.
And
they're not going to renew it.
They're not going to renew it. So I think that was more of her making sure that it's like, I'm not going to work with him. Do not renew this contract with these people.
You think she had the say to do something like that though?
They can't replace her.
Can they not?
I'm not going to go see a Wonder Woman without her.
Ever? You're never going to see a Wonder Woman again without Gal Gadot?
Not now. I mean, like if they switched it now, I would not go see Wonder Woman.
I haven't even seen Wonder Woman. I don't like the DC movies except for the Batman Begins.
The new ones I like a lot. Actually, I just saw Justice League over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like that it's darker. Like Marvel always felt like too Disney for me.
I can't get into Ben Affleck being Batman.
I like Ben Affleck as Batman, actually.
The guy that's Superman is technically, you know, he's not the guy.
Why?
He's not it.
What don't you like about him?
I don't know. I just don't care for him. I don't care for him as Superman.
Really?
I think I just don't care for the superhero Superman. They always he doesn't have any, like, he's like Mr. Perfect kind of, you know, there's like nothing wrong about him. Like, what's wrong about Superman?
He's lonely.
No, get out of here. There's other Kryptonians. He always tries to kill them.
Well, what if you met someone from your? What if you met the only time you ever met someone from your planet and they try to kill you? Would you not be a kind of lonely guy? I mean, that would kind of fuck with you a little bit. I think.
No, he's just. I don't get he has like all these superpowers, but every time I never root for you always know he's gonna win. It's like
that is something.
It's just like lopsided. I'm just like, all right, then let's just move on.
But not if when he faces another
Batman.
Kryptonian.
When Batman is human, he's mortal. He's like he can't. He's got to like almost die every time he gets in a fight with somebody.
They talk about that. This was in the trailer, so I'm not giving away anything if you're gonna go see the movie. But
yeah,
what do you call it? Batman goes to find the Flash, and they go get in Batman's car, and Flash is like, "What's your superpower again?" And Batman goes, "I'm rich." And the door shuts, and they drive away.
No,
and he's like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
That's a bad line. That's a
great line.
I mean,
that's why I always liked Batman.
It's very coy.
But that's why I liked Batman, was that he didn't have a superpower, that he did it all by technology.
Is that, but it's also like wit and
that too, yeah. But I like that he was
like legit strength though. Like in the Batman Begins where they showed Christian Bale after a day of going out like patrolling, had like all these bruises and like he's breaking bones and stuff like that, and that makes sense because he's a human, you know, he's not fucking Superman. So,
but he didn't have the suit on at the time either.
Exactly, but I thought that was like an interesting.
You really don't like Ben Affleck as Batman though.
I really don't care for him as no. My favorite one's Christian Bale.
See, that's the one I dislike the most.
And then Michael Keaton was a good one too.
I dislike Christian Bale the most.
How do you not like that? Was the
like I can get over it.
That was the most successful Batman.
I can
series.
get over it, but I just don't think he makes a good Batman.
I thought he made a great Batman.
I think he's too small to play the character.
No, he's like 6'1".
No, I don't mean height. I mean size wise. Like
he put on a ton of muscle for that.
Yeah, but he's not even the size of Ben Affleck though. Like if you look at Ben Affleck, like when he's not wearing the suit, he is massive in this movie, and that's what I think of Batman. Like he and what's his name just never fit the billionaire playboy. Like he didn't have the jawline that what's his name.
I don't think Batman would be that muscular. I think you would like. I think the bulk versus like lean muscle. We're getting into like the versus kind of a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting a little versus.
But I'm just saying like you'd have to have like a CrossFit body. You wouldn't be bulky like that if you were Batman.
I guess I don't know. Like I
just
like feel
it's like those bodybuilder guys can't wipe their own ass. They can't touch.
Yeah, but he's not
backs.
that far though. But I just feel like he should be a bigger person. Like he should just be like.
So
this is my problem too. Is Val Kilmer was the first Batman I ever saw. So like when I think of Batman, I think of someone who looks like Val Kilmer in terms of their size
and someone that
like
wasn't that good at acting,
broadness of shoulders and stuff like that. Yeah, he wasn't. But that look, I think of as
just
Batman.
I'm used to thinking of Ben Affleck as like just like a meathead, you know, like from Good Will Hunting or like what is the reindeer game? or
Sometimes
like,
you do reindeer games.
What is it called? The one that he was really like people like applauded a lot. Where he's like from Boston, like it's like called like In Town or something.
The Town, I think.
The Town.
I never saw that.
Yeah, like that's the kind of Ben Affleck I'm like I see when I look at him on screen.
See, I don't see that.
That or who was his character in the Bartleby? He was Bartleby, right?
Bartleby in what?
In Dogma.
Yeah, he was Bartleby.
Yeah, like that. Like that's a good role for him. I don't know. There's something about just him being a superhero that I can't buy.
I don't know. I like him.
And then
should give him a chance, man.
What's like Matt Damon in The Great Wall movie? Did you see that one?
No. Did you see that?
Oh man, it's just so weird.
Did you watch it?
No, I watched like 2 minutes of it.
Oh,
I think he has the beard, right? Like,
does he? I don't know. I didn't see. And that looked like shit right then. It's like who greenlit this movie? I mean, like maybe it's a good movie.
We're making a movie called Great Wall with
Matt Damon.
With Matt Damon.
I mean, it's a legitimate story. Like there was a white guy.
Right. I know.
So, like a lot of people were like, "You're whitewashing," and he's like, "No, there was legitimately a white guy. I'm playing a white guy."
There's like a new movie he's in where he has like a beard, and he's like I think it's a new movie that's coming out with him, and he looks ridiculous.
Matt Damon.
I'm Matt Damon. New movie. Let me see. He is like, he's talking like he's fucking Hagrid or something like that. And I'm like, this is like so weird seeing him like just.
I don't know.
I think the Bourne movies made him enough money that you'd stop.
Just go away. Just retire.
Just keep making the Bourne movies. Like, I'll go see a Bourne movie.
Yeah, I went to see the last one. I thought it was good.
Did he die in it? I never saw it.
For the life of me, I can't remember now.
It was just called Bourne, right?
It was just called Bourne.
Because they tried to replace him, and then the movies were like very unsuccessful.
Yeah, that one was so boring. I watched that in the theater, and I was really disappointed. Yeah. And I liked the actor who they tried to replace him with.
Who's the Arrow, right? Isn't he the Green Arrow or something like that?
No, that's not that guy. He's in Mission Impossible, though. He plays the guy who becomes the secretary at the end of the last Mission Impossible.
I can't remember.
I forget his name.
That was a good movie, though. That last Mission Impossible 5.
Yeah, they really upped the game in the last.
As much as I hate Tom Cruise now, I'd go see another Mission Impossible.
That's the only movie. Like, I'm down to watch a Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise. Like, if they replaced him, I would be pissed off because he is Mission Impossible to me. Like,
I just think of him and like David Miscavige just beating people up at Scientology. Just like short guys that are just like very angry.
Short guys that are really angry.
No, like seriously, like I was reading the book Going Clear, and they said like David Miscavige leapt at somebody and like headbutted him.
Like the elf in what do you call it?
Or like runs up top of the table and just like arm tackles the guy. He's an angry elf. Yeah, that's like Scientology's gonna come at me, but that's it.
Like what happened to what's his name? Rand Paul.
Oh man, we didn't talk about it. Oh, that was like
exactly like you were just talking. That's how he got tackled. He was mowing his lawn, and that guy dove into him, a neighbor, and he's a senator. So he's got to be in like a nice neighborhood. Like he's a senator. Like so, just imagine how much Rand Paul pissed you off to dive to attack us.
That's so funny because Rand Paul is such like a low energy guy. So he's probably like really like most of his stuff is probably passive aggressive. You know what I mean? He's not like an aggro
He's like
guy.
A brainy guy. Like yeah, he's very smart. He's very brainy. Like, but this guy just like dives right into him. It's like how do you get to that point? Like for a senator, someone you don't even know.
He's like I told you that if you blow the grass into my yard again, I'm gonna hit you.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
And that's what he did. He probably was like mowing his grass, and he just left his grass. Maybe like left grass piles there for a long time. I could see that or something like that.
He broke ribs, multiple ribs.
They said they got in a fight over like lawn care or something like that, right?
They said that, but I don't think they ever like.
Well, how about the funniest part about that was Rand Paul was cutting his own grass.
Why's that funny?
I thought it's such a non-senator thing you'd think would happen.
Yeah, but that's why I like him though.
Like he's like a normal
just a normal guy.
I thought that was hilarious. That he's just minding his own business,
doing normal Saturday Sunday stuff.
A normal guy. His neighbor tackles and beats him off
for doing something so normal. It's like, honey, I'm gonna go cut the grass. I think it's a little long, and some guy just tackles you.
He's gonna be mowing the grass with like a gun on his hip like next time.
I guarantee you, Secret Service has like a detail on him now for the next few months.
That was like, did they even get why the guy did it though?
I don't think they ever really came up like that lawn care thing was like floated, but I don't think anybody actually was like solid on that.
I thought that was so funny. That was such a funny story to me.
That was a great story. I feel bad for Rand Paul because I like him a lot. But
yeah. So let's get into our new segment. We need music there, like something like that.
We'll have to have a production meeting later.
Exactly. So my verses, I thought of it today, was that we were talking about Superman earlier. I didn't want to bring it up then.
Okay.
Superman versus Darth Vader.
Superman versus Darth Vader?
Yeah.
That's a really good one, actually.
That's a Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader would win.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he can use the Force?
He can use the Force. He can stop him flying in midair. The only thing he has Superman has is like his laser eyes, and then doesn't he have like ice breath or something like that too?
Yeah, he has ice breath. He has laser eyes.
But I figure like his weakness is magic, and that's what the Force is. It's magic.
But you also have to take into account that because the Force only works on weak-minded people, though. And so could he overpower that? Because we've never really seen him go after somebody who might be more powerful.
Interesting.
We're assuming that the Force can stop anything.
Yeah, because I mean, like he took that. Like, was Superman. That where was it in? I think it was in Yoda. Like, where was it? Count Dooku that like took down that like whole like mountain side of a mountain thing.
What was that one?
Remember, like I think it was like Anakin was laying on the ground and that like thing was about to fall on him.
Oh, Yoda catches it.
Yeah, Yoda catches that.
Yeah, and then
but like the guy rips
aside.
that out. Like he rips.
Right.
Yeah, like sheer strength kind of.
Because there's got to be a limitation to what they could do. Otherwise, the Jedi would just stand there and start like throwing
I thought they
people.
can do. Didn't somebody try to take a ship out of the sky? Who did that? Was that Darth Vader?
You mean Anakin when he was Anakin?
Or is that in the books where like they take like an Imperial destroyer out of the sky?
I don't think anyone's done that with the Force. Maybe in the books.
I feel like maybe in the books. Maybe like Luke did that or something like that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I guess depending on Darth Vader at his highest level and Superman at his highest level, like who I think I'm gonna have to give it to Darth Vader. They both have lasers though. They both have that going on.
The Darth Vader has a laser.
He's the lightsaber. That's laser though, isn't it?
Yeah, but he can't like shoot that though. Whereas what's this king can turn around and actually fire lasers.
Right. Like Cyclops.
So I mean, that's like Cyclops. Yeah. I mean, I would actually give it to Superman.
No way.
Because the laser thing, like he doesn't even need to be near him.
That's true.
And the freezing thing, he's a robot. So the freezing breath, so he doesn't really need to be near him. He just needs to be facing him.
But I'm saying, like, I think it wouldn't be as easy a fight for him. But
I don't think it would be an easy fight. No, but I would.
If somebody can pull an Imperial destroyer, I guess Superman could pick up an Imperial destroyer actually and hit him with it.
Well, Superman can't do that. He can't do it in space.
Well, he can if it falls down the ground, he can.
Yeah, if it falls into the atmosphere, but he can't go outside the atmosphere.
If Darth Vader can pull off blocking the sun, he has to come up with some. Maybe they fire.
But it has to be for a long period, though. He retains the radiation, so over time he would weaken. But it would. But I think
doesn't he start weakening immediately though?
It would. It's not because then like when the sun is behind the Earth, he wouldn't have powers. It's over time. He would weaken over time, so it would take like a few weeks, and he would start to lose his ability because it wouldn't.
You think it would take a few weeks for the in the movies? It happens immediately, doesn't it?
Which movies?
I thought they did it in one of the movies where they took the sun away from. Or maybe I'm reading. Maybe I'm thinking of a comic.
You might be thinking of a comic, but that wouldn't make sense because once
thinking
a night,
of a comic.
A comic. Thinking of a comic, bro. But then at night he wouldn't have powers, and he does have powers at night. Like that wouldn't really make sense.
That's true, but that's from the reflection of the moon, the sunlight from the moon.
Maybe so. If the sun was completely gone,
yeah. Like the plot of the next Star Wars is to destroy the sun in a galaxy.
So I'm kind of basing this. They
have a couple planets that destroy a sun. They just keep adding it together.
No, actually, you're right. Okay, so I'm basing this off of the Supergirl show, which I watch.
Yeah.
They get like teleported to a different planet, and it's a red sun and not a yellow sun, so she immediately doesn't have her powers. So you're right. If they're not in,
I thought it was immediate. Yeah.
Yeah, it's immediate. So if you take away the sun, yes. If you have to immediately take away the sun completely.
Yeah. Or block it. Like, could you block it?
You could like if Earth was getting no sun rays whatsoever.
Well, I remember in the movie, like then he like gets hit with like a nuclear bomb, and then it shoots him like he's in the middle of the sky, I think past like the Earth's atmosphere, and he starts regenerating because the sun starts hitting him, and then he like, starts falling. Well,
it's the radiation from the sun.
Yeah.
So it's like I think the radiation is trapped in the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
I guess some of it makes it through. Or it's like ultraviolet light.
Yeah, it's not like direct sunlight. It's radiation from that sun.
Yeah, but I'm just like, how did the sun like we're protected from the sun's radiation for the most part?
But there's a lot of radiation
because of the atmosphere. Yeah,
there's a lot coming through.
Right.
Because their sun doesn't have that radiation, and that's why they have no powers on their own planet.
And Krypton.
On Krypton has a red sun.
Yeah.
And so it's not producing that radiation.
I didn't know that. Krypton has a red sun.
Mm-hmm. It's like almost like a twilight, like a dark red.
Guess who doesn't need sunlight though?
Who?
Darth Vader.
He doesn't need power. He needs regeneration.
I don't think they've shown Darth Vader's like full potential though, have they? Because remember when he does like the whole like they first bring him out. I think it's like Revenge of the Sith, where they like he's like standing upright and he's like, "Where's Padme?" And he does that like emo like scream thing and like and then he's like shaking the inside of those
Frankenstein kind of
but he's actually like tearing down a mountain like while he's doing it.
Is he?
Or like they're inside to some
he's crushing all the stuff around him.
Yeah.
All the like vents and everything around him.
Yeah, but it's like
the scene.
Yeah. I think his force is strong enough to stop Superman mid-flight.
I think Superman has enough stuff up his sleeve that he could distract him with the laser beams. And
he's gonna have to call Bruce.
He has to call Batman.
I think Batman can destroy Bruce. Darth Vader.
Ben Affleck could destroy Darth Vader.
There's psychologically, he'll pick apart Darth Vader. But Superman, I don't think Superman has the wits to do it.
He'll pick apart.
That'll be our next versus Batman versus Darth Vader.
He'll talk about it and just depress Darth Vader even more than he already is. Honestly, like Batman in these new ones is a really depressing motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that was versus. I like that.
I like it.
That was like such a nerdy conversation.
It really was.
So Thomas, you still have Superman.
I still have Superman, honestly.
Right,
I think he has enough up his sleeve that he could distract.
I'll take Darth Vader.
I don't think Darth has enough.
We'll run it in a simulation.
Yeah. We'll specifically build
we'll get our listeners, our nerdy listeners who, can do such a thing to put in a once they hear this, they're gonna know.
I was like, we gotta hear verses next week.
We gotta hear verses next week. So all right, I guess let's do the movie. I mean, I like I said, I didn't watch it. I'm sorry, but I've watched these movies a ton of times.
I understand you have, but like it should be fresh in your mind though. I hadn't watched Mallrats in a long time, so I went back and watched it.
Yeah,
I didn't know Merle was the dad of the girl. Merle from Walking Dead. It was kind of funny.
Oh,
that's the dad of the girl.
That's funny to see some old actor that you just like you see him again and there's like, oh shit, that's that guy.
Yeah, it's really weird to watch. Like that happens a lot to me now. Like I go back and watch movies from a long time ago.
The guy from Split is the guy from is it called Wanted?
I didn't see Split.
Did you see? You didn't see? You got to see Split, dude. Oh, it's such a good movie. It's like out of M. Night Shyamalan's movies, I would have to say that's the best one.
Really?
Yeah, and then Signs.
Signs was okay.
Signs was good.
Now tell me you liked the Fog movie.
Ugh, what was that? The Village movie?
No, The Village I actually thought was really good. I thought that was a unique concept.
Somebody said it was so predictable though.
The Village?
Yeah.
I would say like getting close to the end.
We're talking about other movies.
Yeah, not talking about this one. No, there was The Mist. I think that's what it was called.
Did he do The Mist?
It might have not been called that. Anyway, the trees were creating something that caused people to kill each other. And so you had to like run away
oxygen?
from them. No. Like,
aren't they doing that?
Like literally, if like the trees around here started creating it, we would be stabbing each other.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
That like the planet was fighting back. It was really, really bad.
That's interesting.
That was a low point in his career.
Yeah, I didn't see. I knew he had went away for a while. But anyways, back on the Mallrats.
Yeah, back on the Mallrats.
This was the one that introduced Brody, right? It was Brody. Was Jason Lee's character?
Yes. Yeah.
And then his friend, what was his friend's name?
I forget his friend's name.
See, I mean, I didn't need to watch the movie. I remember more of it than you do.
It's been like two. What's his name then?
I want to say his name's Kyle. No, I don't know. I know the actor's name.
What's the actor's name? I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, he was in Jason. I want to say Jason London. Was it? I think that was his name.
I don't know. I didn't read the credits, so this time.
Yeah. But yeah, it's about them just like it's an interesting story about them just hanging out the mall.
It's weird that you can write an entire movie about it.
I thought it was so cool though.
Ben Affleck's in that movie.
Yeah, I remember him. He's like he works at like the suit place or something like that.
Stylish Man or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like a douchebag in it. That's what I think of when I see Ben Affleck. So I guess that movie like set the impression of Ben Affleck.
That he's a douche.
Yeah.
Well, Batman's kind of a douchebag though.
Yeah, but he's like
it kind of fits the Batman.
Batman's not a douche. Batman's like a good guy.
Yeah, but he's got like this brooding thing going on, like this. Like he's a douchebag underneath.
No, he's not a douchebag.
Or he's a douchebag on the surface.
On the surface, definitely.
Yeah. I don't know.
Ben Affleck just pulls off the douchey part of him. He doesn't pull off the I care.
Actually, I think he does. In this movie, he does. In this movie, he did a decent job of pulling off because he's not part of the action line. We keep getting off into other movies.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, they introduced Jay and Silent Bob in this movie too, right? Or were they introduced in Chasing Amy?
They were in Chasing Amy.
But Mallrats came first, didn't it?
Mallrats came first, but I thought they were in Clerks. They were
in Clerks. Clerks was their first movie.
Yeah, Clerks. They were in Clerks, and then Mallrats came after Clerks. Yeah, I think Clerks was 92. I think Mallrats
and then Chasing
was 94.
Amy after that.
You know, it's funny. At the end of Mallrats, they walk away with a monkey. And it's like orangutan, which is like a setup for what do you call it? Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
That's funny that he goes all the way back to that and then uses that again.
But that is like, did he have that story in his mind? Like,
I'm sure he did.
That story,
yeah,
he must have had it in his mind at the time.
They do that in to get off subject again. Arrested Development is like they had themes of it, like in the first season of something happening, and then like it would show up in the third season, and it just like blows your mind. like after you watch it multiple times, you start to see like certain things and like themes, and like they had one where they kept saying the word Lucille, like the mother, the matriarch of the show, her name's Lucille, and the youngest sibling has like this weird like mom son relationship with her where they're like super close, like weirdly close. And like in like the second season, I want to say, or the end of the first season, like a loose seal bites his hand off. So it's like it's really funny stuff, man. It's like hilarious. But yeah, Mallrats definitely had. Who is a girl in it? Who's the love interest?
I've seen her in a bunch of stuff. I can't remember her name.
Yeah, we have nobody's names.
No,
I know the actors. Kind of Jason Lee, Ben Affleck,
obviously.
Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith.
Good job. Just to get off topic again a little bit, Chasing Amy. That's when Bob tells the story of Chasing Amy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally forgot. Like I couldn't remember why.
That's what he said. Like you said, you always have the time to tell that stupid Amy story. Yeah, that's that's why he says that.
I forgot about that until he got to that, and then I was like, oh yeah, okay. He tells the story, like a long story.
I gotta remember that because I forgot what that story's about.
I love that whole little section of them sitting at the table with that. That's like one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that's where he says like looks like someone shit in your cereal.
Yeah, he lights up. Yeah, bong. Yeah, but he lights up the cigarette and sits there and like he tells the whole story. And Jay, what do you call it? Jay does something. And he's like, do something. What? Do something. Like just their whole demeanor. Like you get like an insight onto like how they are away from camera.
Yeah, like they're dynamic.
Yeah, because then they talk when he's away from camera.
Yeah.
And so I felt like you got a little peek into like what they are off camera.
Yeah, a lot of their like actual friendship. Yeah, is like.
Oh, good. Sorry.
Oh, good. I was just saying there a lot of their friendships caught on camera, like the little the actual relationship dynamics or something. I feel like it's totally different though. I feel like he talks down to Jason
when they're away,
when they're off camera.
When they're off camera, that's so what I'm saying.
Like Jason or Jay takes the like opportunity to just berate him while he's on screen. Like he gives him the business on screen, and then off the screen, yeah, he gets.
Then Bob tells him what's up.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I was gonna say something about. Oh, you should watch Chasing Amy again. You need to give that movie a try.
Yeah, I literally haven't seen that movie in like 20 years.
There are so many funny parts in that movie. It is hilarious.
I just like the idea of it too. They're like comic book artists, right? One's the inker and then one's the writer.
You're a tracer.
Yeah, I love that. And they had the gay black dude in it, right?
But he's pretending not to be though. That's the funny part. Like
in the movie, he's pretending he's not gay.
He pretends like everybody, because he writes comic books. So everybody who knows him, like that's not his friend, knows him as this like Black Panther kind of guy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He has
and then later on, he's Mr. like crossed legs and like flamboyant and everything. It's so funny. A little boy walks up and he's like, "What I have to do to make $1?" And then he's immediately like he says that to I think Ben Affleck, who's with him, and he walks over to a little boy and is like, "Yeah, you see that? That's the white man. That's the enemy." Totally different demeanor. It's so funny. I love that.
Oh my goodness.
He's a hilarious character in that film.
Yeah.
I love how they're both in Jay and Silent Bob though, and both Jason Lees are.
Yeah. That's like an interesting part of that movie is like they have to. Doesn't Ben Affleck's in there twice too, isn't he? Or no, they don't. I think that they probably couldn't get Ben Affleck to do the second because he was in there twice. I feel like he was
not in Jay and Silent Bob. I don't think he was just.
Well, I know there's Jason Lee is Brody, and then who's the other character? The guy in actually, I think Brody's the comic book artist.
Brody's the comic book artist, yeah.
And then who's the other? Banky Edwards. No, Banky's the comic book artist. Brody is the guy in Mallrats.
Yes, you're right. Banky is the. So Banky's at the end, like Banky's in.
There's another one where Ben Affleck's another character, isn't it? Holden McNeil, and then
in Jay and Silent Bob.
In Jay and Silent Bob, he's Holden McNeil, but I feel like he was in another movie where he was somebody else.
Oh, Good Will Hunting season. That's where else he is.
He
plays himself.
He plays himself. He plays Ben Affleck.
Yeah, they probably didn't want to confuse anybody and have because there's no wait. That's all he plays in.
And James.
Well, he plays in Mallrats. He plays the other guy. Right.
He was in Dogma too. So he was in a lot of Kevin Smith stuff.
It's crazy that he keeps using the same people over, but
well, it's good. I mean, I kind of you probably know like what you're going to get out of them and where to use them. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, like you probably know what you're going to get out of them too. You know, they're going to be like give you a good scene or something like that.
That's true. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something else about Ben Affleck.
This show is I should call this episode Ben Affleck.
The Affleck Show.
Fucking hell.
In the show notes, we talk about Ben Affleck way too much.
Yeah, everybody's going to say we talk about in the comments. You guys sure talk about Ben Affleck a lot.
I think he gets a bad rap, honestly. I actually like the guy. I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
I think he's a decent actor. I mean, he's nothing spectacular, but he's a decent actor.
I can't, I don't want to.
There's a lot of other people that are worse than him.
That's true. I like Matt Damon, though, more. I guess that's our next verse is Matt Damon versus Ben Affleck.
Which one would win?
I know. I mean, as far as like, just, I don't know.
Which version of Matt Damon, though? Like, do they get to use any movie powers?
To be continued.
Yeah.
So we got to wrap up.
Yeah, we got to
Get drinking.
So are we having an appointment for beer after this?
Yeah. So you guys are kind of in between us and that. So, so this has been Choice.
Tom.
And this was the Applesauce Podcast.
Applesauce, bitches.
See you next time.
Bye.